Michael, we are one win away from being back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Bay Bulls channel for this episode of Quick Strike. As always, my name is Jake Ricker. Alongside me is my good friend and co-host, Michael Wax. Michael, the Tampa Bay Lightning have defeated the Montreal Canadiens in game number 3 by a score of 6-3 and are now one win away from taking home their second consecutive Stanley Cup. How are you feeling today, Michael?
I am feeling really good, and it sucks because the Lightning have to wait until Monday to play game 4 because of the 4th of July holiday on Sunday. By the way, happy 4th of July if you're watching this on Sunday. But that means that game 4 has been moved to Monday. But hey, you can take these next 70-ish hours and bask in the glory of the game 3 victory.
Yes, and what a game 3 victory it was. We're going to quickly try to jump into this and break this down. There were 9 goals in this game. We'll try to keep it short and sweet for you guys as we break this down and then take a quick look into game 4 when that does finally come around. But let's start off in the first period in this one. So, first period come out, you're thinking, all right, you don't want to do what you did in game number 2 where Montreal was the better team. And the Lightning made sure of that very quickly because just 3 minutes into this game, the Lightning had a 2-0 lead. It started off with Jan Ruda, who got his second goal this postseason. Same shot as he did against the New York Islanders, just from the top of the blue line, throws it in past Carey Price. The Lightning are now up 1-0 early in this period. Montreal then takes a delay of game penalty, and Victor Hedman makes them pay. I'm not sure. Listen, Montreal's penalty kill is really good, but I'm not sure what they were thinking on this one as they leave Victor Hedman all by himself with all kinds of room, and he sends a bomb right towards Carey Price. It trickles in, and the Lightning are now up 2-0 in the period. So a fantastic start for the Lightning, and you're thinking, wow, this could be a blowout quickly. However, to Montreal's credit, they do start to get some momentum. They start to play better, and they do get a goal as it's Philip Deneau. I apologize if I mispronounced that last name, but he capitalizes on a good chance. Savard tried to jump up on the play. Normally, the Lightning are really good about having a player jump back and cover on defense. That didn't happen, though, so Sergachev got left by himself, and they capitalize and pull within one. And that's how the score would sit after 20 minutes. So the Lightning up 2-1, and you're still, I think, Michael, overall – feeling pretty good as a Bolts fan, as the Lightning looked good in that first period for the most part.
The Lightning did look good. I did think at the back half of that period that Montreal really turned it on. I mean, of course they did. They were down 2-0. They needed some sort of spark. That Philip Deneau shot was not only his first goal of the playoffs, that was a beautiful shot. Like, I don't think Vasilevsky could have stopped that. And it's weird saying that that was his first goal of the playoff because he's such a dynamic player. You hear about him all the time defensively, and it's because he's so good defensively that he doesn't produce any offense. He was coming into the series with a point per round, not a point per game, a point per round. So good for Deneau, I guess. But at the end of the day, the Lightning dominated the first couple of minutes, and that really led to them getting this 2-1 lead heading into the intermission. You could say Carey Price probably should have had the Hedman goal. I wouldn't disagree with you because it went off of him and in. The Jan Ruda goal was a beautiful example of why the Lightning are so good in the offensive zone in terms of screening the goaltender. Because what the Lightning will do, even if they're not able to push the defenseman out of the way, they will make sure the defenseman is in front of the goalie. Now, they are there to tip the puck. Alex Killorn is a prime example of that. I know he wasn't playing in this game, but he's a prime example of someone who just parks himself in the front of the net, does not move, and waits to tip in the puck. Yanni Gord, another guy like that. I don't remember what exact line was on the ice for the Jan Ruda goal. I think it was the first line because Andre Palat did get an assist on this goal, but he's right in front of the net. Like Braden Point's right there. And Braden Point, when he came to the league, don't forget, was that guy that stood in front of the net and tipped shots in. And that's how he got his first goal, too. So I love this period from the Lightning in the first 10 minutes. I thought in the next 10 minutes that they didn't perform great, but it wasn't like they were game two bad. They were just letting Montreal dictate the play a little bit more. And then the rest of the game happened.
Right. Well, so you're thinking, well, if Montreal could come out in the second period, maybe they got a chance to tie this game and swing momentum really in their favor. But the Lightning said, no, we're not going to do that. And they came out just like they did in the first period. And again, within the first 3 minutes, put two more on the board. Nikita Kucherov was the first one to do it. He gets the Lightning a 3-1 lead. A great job by Nikita Kucherov. He was fantastic in this game. And then it was, dare I say, 2015 Tyler Johnson showing up in a big way. I'll get to both those goals because they are both odd man rushes and crazy goals. But this one, a Joseph shot, hit the skate, I believe, of Joseph, or the Canadiens player that was defending him, goes right back to Johnson, who puts it in the back of the net. And the Lightning are now all of a sudden up 4-1 in the second period. And that just took all of the life out of the Bell Center. When this game started, it was like, are you sure there's 3,500 fans in there? Because it looks like there's a lot more. But then by this goal, it started to look like 3,500 again because the Lightning sucked all the momentum out of there. They were looking really good. Canadians do get one more back on the board by the end of the period. Nick Suzuki gets his seventh of this postseason, second of this series now, and pulls Montreal back within two. But the Lightning are in another great position. They're up two going into the third period. But Michael, let's talk about those two Lightning goals because both on odd man rushes, both breakdowns by the Montreal Canadiens, and especially on that Kucherov goal where if you go back and listen to the play, you can see the Lightning have the puck in their own zone, and you can hear, I don't know if it was Palat or Kucherov, but just slam their stick on the ice, calling for that pass because they saw the opportunity, and it was Eric Chernak who made sure that pass got up there. Palat nearly mishandled it. It was a tough pass, but still got a hold of it, threw it over to Nikita Kucherov, and he just buries it. And the Lightning just a fantastic second period.
Yeah, they were really, really good. They outshot the Canadians overall in the second. The only period where they outshot the Canadians, by the way, in a game that they were winning. So that shows you how good the defense was. I believe it was during this period that David Savard destroyed Corey Perry against the boards, which might go down as one of the hits of the playoffs. It was so nice.
Worth it for that first round pick right there.
So good. But you're right. The defensive lapses from the Canadians were very apparent in this period. And one of the things I saw from the Kucherov goal was you talked about the slamming of the stick, and I believe it was Palat that let Chernak know, hey, we've got something here. You know who did that last game as well? Andre Palat. That's how there was a turnover behind the net that led to the Lightning's third goal. He's such a smart player. He sees everything on the ice. And not to call it, but I did pick him as a difference maker in this series. And he's been great. Like, it's not just about scoring goals, he's setting up plays. He's not the third most important member of that line, which he was for the majority of these playoffs. He's playing, and this is not disrespect to Braden Point, he's playing better than Braden Point right now. He's making plays happen. Braden Point's kind of just a passenger this series, which is why you've seen his name drop off in the Conn Smythe talk. I'm happy that Kucherov got a goal in this game uh, because we need Kucherov to score more often. It seems like he's just afraid to score. Uh, and, it's good to see him finally putting the puck in the back of the net. I want to talk about Tyler Johnson when we get to the third period. So I'm just going to say that I thought Matthew Joseph had a great game.
He did.
Especially in his second game in these finals. By the way, if they win the cup, Matthew Joseph is now going on the cup. He wasn't confirmed last year, but now because he's playing in the finals, he's going
No
on the
question.
cup. Beautiful pass from David Savard. It was a great play all around. And again, another backhand shot that beat Carey Price. What I'll say about the Canadiens goal, and then we'll get to the third period. Andre, what are you doing there? That was a softie, and that was the softest goal he had allowed since the goal he allowed to Nick Suzuki the previous game.
It, you know,
So
it's funny. Andre Vasilevsky can have some soft goals, but yet he could still be one of the best goaltenders
he
in these games.
he stopped 32 of 35. He's the best goal or better of the two goalies tonight, and yet you would have loved to seen him stop two of those three goals.
All right, which says a lot about Andre Vasilevsky. But let's go into the third period and talk about this quickly. So again, the Canadians are like, all right, we're at least within two. We got the last goal of the period. Maybe we can get some momentum. But 2015, Tyler Johnson was putting on a show for the Seattle Kraken. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Wow. Wow.
Hey, listen, I love Tyler Johnson, but listen, we're gonna lose somebody. But that's another topic for another video. Tyler Johnson though does get his second of the game unassisted. This was all Tyler Johnson too. He put the shot on net, went right to the front of the net, picked up the rebound, and put it in the back of the net. Just a lot of credit needs to go to Tyler Johnson. I know you want to get to him too as well, but this is a guy that was put on waivers at the start of the season, played the fourth line for a large part of the season. If it was any other coach than John Cooper, especially if it was a coach from Twitter, he would have been benched a long, long time ago. And so to stick with it, and the same could go for Matthew Joseph as well. Both these guys, stick with it, never give up, and always work hard when they get their opportunities. A lot of credit to both these guys. They don't care what the situation is. They're still playing their hardest and giving it their all. So a lot of respect to both those guys. Tyler Johnson, fantastic in this game. So now the Lightning are up 5-2 in this third period, and you're thinking, wow, that was the dagger right there. Corey Perry then does get one for Montreal to bring it to 5-3. It was another ridiculous angle. Corey Perry put it top shelf. Vasi was just kind of leaning a little bit low. He did go up and tried to close that gap, but I think more just impressive shot there by Corey Perry. But the Canadians again pull within two. But then Blake Coleman this time, who had a little bit of scare earlier in this game where he went to throw a hit and was shaken up, did come back though, which is good to see. But Blake Coleman puts it in the empty net, and the Lightning lead at 6-3. They would not give up any other goals after that, and the Tampa Bay Lightning now lead the series 3-0, and we'll have a chance to pull off the sweep in game number 4, which the last time that happened was 98, 22 years ago. So it's been a long time since that's happened, but we'll get to that in just a second. Michael, great third period from the Bolts to shut this down and finish the game off strong.
Yeah, the Corey Perry goal, you could say whatever you want about it. It's a 6-on-5 goal. You might want Vasilevsky to stop it. Ultimately, I think it's a nice shot but by Perry. No ill will from that Savard hit. Apparent no ill effects at least. The I think I want to get to the empty net goal first because that is some dogged determination from Coleman and Barclay Goodrow. And Barclay Goodrow, I think, has been what the Lightning have been looking for in these finals because you can look at the scoring and you can see who's putting the puck in the net and you can say, great. Blake Coleman's one of those guys. He's got a lot of effort, but you could say, he's putting the puck in the net. Great. Before this series, Blake Coleman, Barclay Goodrow, they weren't on the score sheet very much, but they were playing with tenacity. They were playing to win the game. Barclay Goodrow capitalizes on another turnover. I believe it was from Caulfield. And he gets it over to Blake Coleman. He has another big effort type play to make sure that this game is on lock. And then I have been, and I will admit this, the not biggest fan of Tyler Johnson this season. I,
Roll
I've
the
said
clips.
I've said at times that I don't think that he was putting in his best effort. It wasn't so much that he was not scoring goals, but it just seemed like he wasn't trying hard enough. And especially defensively, you saw a couple of times where it looked like his controller died. Like it looked like he just stopped skating. And I was just ready to, say at the end of the offseason or beginning of the offseason, all right, Tyler, thanks for all your service, but we're kind of done here. He's played really well these playoffs, and especially in these finals. And I think what John Cooper did that was so great, which we mentioned he saw that Tyler Johnson did not play his best game in game two. Like they had a goal, the second line, but they were also hemmed in their off the defensive zone a lot. You could say that about all the lines, but especially the Tyler Johnson line. What ended up happening was John Cooper said, "Okay, Tyler Johnson, you were excelling at your fourth line center role. We're gonna bring you back there." And then Ross Colton is going to get a promotion into the top six. Colton had a really good game, did not appear on the score sheet, had a great game, could have scored a couple of goals. Tyler Johnson, 2 goal game. Like statistically, one of his best games since 2015. He was great. And I'm very happy that he gave the effort he did on this play because it really showed me, man, maybe in the regular season I might give 100% and you might get angry at me, but when it comes to the playoffs and especially the finals, I'm going to show you a different beast, which he did, and he proved me wrong.
Hey, credit to him for doing that. Very impressive job. So, well, the Tampa Bay Lightning are now up 3-0. Then, as you mentioned, the next game will be on Monday. We have that 2-day gap, which is a little unfortunate that we gotta wait that long. But the Stanley Cup will be in the building. It is not over yet, though. I cannot stress that enough. Listen, the Lightning are in they are near perfect situation. I mean, they have not lost a game back to back for the last two postseasons, so they are in a great opportunity to win this Stanley Cup. But you cannot give up. You got to play a full 60 minutes in Game 4. I would expect Alex Killorn to be back for Game 4. He's now been out for 2 games. He's day to day. He's getting a 2-day rest, so that'll help the Lightning. I think with Killorn, we'll see. We don't know an update on that as of right now. We probably won't know until closer to game time. But I hope Alex Killorn is back. Michael, I don't know if you share the same feeling there.
I hope he's back. I don't know if he's going to come back. Like if the injury is this bad where he's missing back-to-back Stanley Cup Finals games, I
But you
think
also
so,
wonder, could they have held him out, just to be precautionary because they knew they were up 2-0?
I
It's
I
possible.
I don't know. Like I think he's really hurt. Um, you know, we've seen what blocking shots can do sometimes. I'm not going to speculate, but I don't think it looks good for Killorn. And I want to make this very clear. Alex Killorn is a very important piece. We saw that in game two. He's very important to the Tampa Bay Lightning. Game three, we saw they had replacements for him. Ross
They
Colton,
had to make adjustments.
phenomenal in game two, even though I already mentioned how good he was. Tyler Johnson struggled a little bit in game two, but he also was a contributor to that 1-0 goal. They have other guys that could step into the lineup. Matthew Joseph could get the top six promotion. Jamel Smith could be a fourth liner that you could bump in as well. Alex Barry-Boulet, Taylor Radish, they have options. So it's not like forward wise, you're running out of options. Now, if it was a key defenseman, I think we'd be talking about a different story. But I'm just happy that the Lightning have the depth to be able to say, okay, we have a big piece that's hurt. How can we come back from this? I hope Alex Killorn plays in game 4. I hope he's there and he raises the Stanley Cup and all is good in the world, even if it means someone like Matthew Joseph sitting in the press box. I just don't know if it's going to happen.
Well, only time will tell, and we'll be right here to give you guys the updates. So Lightning have a chance to win it in game number 4. And one last thing I'll ask you, Michael, and I'll throw this question to the fans. Leave a comment down below. Let us know who is your Conn Smythe winner potentially here, because we are potentially 1 game away. Again, don't want to jinx anything. It's not over till it's over, but. Michael, I personally think it's looking like Andrei Vasilevsky versus Nikita Kucherov here. I'm leaning towards Kucherov a little bit just because Vasi had a couple shaky goals, although he's still been stellar. I think if Vasi pulls another series clinching shutout again, then you have to give it to him. I know you have some numbers too that show how ridiculously good he is. But let me know in the comments down below who your Conn Smythe pick is if the Lightning are able to pull it off in game number 4. Well, Michael, what about you though? Who are you looking at for the Conn Smythe?
I want to go with Vasilevsky because he has yet to have a save percentage below 928 in any of the 4 rounds,
Which
which
is
is
ridiculous.
just unheard of. Like Jonathan Quick in 2012 was one of the best playoff goalies of all time, and he rightfully won the Conn Smythe. John Sebastian Jaguar, even though that team lost Stanley Cup Finals, had a Cinderella run. Andre Vasilevsky's putting up very similar numbers. And what they talked about before the series was this is going to be a battle of the goaltenders because both goaltenders are putting up superhuman numbers right now. And I would be honest, Carey Price not putting up those superhuman numbers anymore. And you could look at Vasilevsky's game tape and be like, I don't think Vasilevsky's putting up his best effort either. Like effort wise, I want to rephrase that. I don't think he's stopping the pucks he can because he's
Right.
allowed some softies in this series. But also like he's stopping really difficult chances.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for him, the Lightning wouldn't be here. So
It definitely feels that way sometimes.
if it was a finals MVP like they have in the NBA, I think I'd give it to Kucherov. It's a Conn Smythe, though. It's for the entire playoffs. I'm giving it to Vasilevsky.
Well, we're going to have to wait and see how game 4 plays out and maybe game 5 or whenever the cup is finally awarded to see who the winner is. But let me know again in the comments down below who you think. Any and all comments are always appreciated. But that's going to do it for us in today's video. Please be sure to leave a like down below if you did enjoy this video. It helps us out here on YouTube a lot and lets us know you're enjoying these videos. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications so you don't miss out on future videos just like this one. We have some big changes coming very, very soon that you do not want to miss out. So make sure you subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for notifications. But with that said, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And remember, your Tampa Bay Lightning are now just one win away from being back-to-back defending Stanley Cup champions.
Cup's going to be in the building on Monday. Go Bolts.